everyone, welcome back. Today we close out racing season for the year with the biggest race in New England. Apologies for the shake cam, but if you're new to the channel, you expect this type of quality of production. Today, again, like I said, we're going to finish out the racing season up at Thompson Speedway Motorsports Park. The World Series of Speedway Racing. I think it's like the 60th annual. This is my white whale. This is one that I've been trying to win for a long time. It took my brother 13 years to win it, so I'll go through the list of stuff that I fixed in the car later, but I'm running a little late, so I gotta get back to driving. Tell you, I didn't film a video of me working on the car because I'm neurotic. As a circle track racer, you don't give anything away, and that's just kind of habitual. So I found two different binds in the rear of the car, mostly because of aftermarket parts and not because of something that I did to try to fix it, basically. You know, all the fabrication work that I did. Go back and look through it where I put new mounts on my Ford 9-inch rear, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, it's just the quality of aftermarket parts and fitment issues and all this other stuff. So I said, okay, these parts aren't working. So I built a stock rear because I'm kind of maybe planning on going somewhere else next year. I'm not sure yet. Depends on what happens with scheduling and stuff. Again, sorry for shake cam, but it's bumpy. But I figured I would just try to see if it's a geometry problem, so I did that. And it's the same gear I'm running anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We cut a bunch of weight off the car. We fixed a bunch of the binds in the rear end and actually got the rear to actuate properly like it's supposed to. I found that some of the frame was actually, like, somebody had worked on it and beefed it up, and it was thicker than stock, and it was hitting the rear shock, and the rear shock was binding up too, so it was a bunch of different problems. It was, you know, an actual bind that was hitting something, and it was a bind, like a twisting bind of the rear suspension. So I got that, I think, fixed. I'm not sure, but we're going up here 2 days before my race. It's Friday. We don't practice the day we race. We can practice today, Friday, or tomorrow, Saturday. My brother's actually got his car out and he's gonna race. So I think I'll include a little footage of that. That'll be fun. Other than that, I'll have to see you up there because I don't really have anything else to report. So we're gonna try our best. I got an old set of tires on the car, so I don't waste my good feature tires. I might break in a new tire. I got the tires with me, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. I just want to shake this thing down and try to get it fixed, and at least if something goes wrong, that was a big bump. At least if something goes wrong, I can fix it, because I'll have an extra day, like Saturday. I can bring the car home. I'm planning on bringing it home anyway. By the way, if I sound really nasally, I've been sick for like 4 or 5 days with a cold. I'm sweating like profusely. Anything that I do, and I'm huffing, like I can't breathe at all. So this will be fun. I'm heavily medicated on Alka-Seltzer cold and flu. If you'd like to sponsor me, I need about 10 grand, so you guys can afford it. All right, I'll report back later. It's Saturday. Still sound sick. I could have gone to the track today and practiced, but I would have had to park in the mud hole again, which I don't think I showed you, but I really should have. It was pretty awful. Anytime we walked to the trailer, we were walking through wet grass that never dried out, and I could sit there and watch my truck sink into the ground. Luckily, we got out somehow. Don't know how. But anyway, I'm back in the shop. Practice would have been at like, I don't know, 9 a.m. It's probably noon right now. I've been working all morning. Yeah, I had the car at the track yesterday. Yeah, I practiced it. Yes, I'm still working on it. So that's where we're at right now. I found problems. I found that the rear clip is in fact bent past a point where I don't know where to measure it, but I can actually eyeball it and see a curve in the right rear frame rail, and I'm thinking that it probably goes forward a little bit further than I think. Let me show you. I don't know how I didn't notice it before, but well, I don't know if you can really see it by camera, but you can see this pipe here kind of curves a little bit. Maybe not, but you can look at the shock tower. But if you look at this area here, you can see it's kind of pockmarked and like dimpled and kind of like pinched together here. Now if we go to the other side, well, let me see if you can see it like that. I mean, you can see it's kind of poked in. But if we go to this side, that's not really dimpled or poked in, you know? And I know that these aren't manufactured that brilliantly, but I mean, that's bent to me. I'm sorry, but this rear clip is bent. It's probably been bent for years, and I probably haven't known anything different. And being somebody who is a little bit careless on the racetrack when it comes to myself, not anybody else, honestly, I tend to run into the wall a lot sometimes. And, you know, repeated slapping the right rear off the wall can have long-term consequences. I'm not saying it's all my fault, because to be fair, I don't think this thing's really been right since it got wrecked a few years ago, and I think now is when I'm really starting to catch up to it. So for the last race of the year, I think I'm gonna have to finagle a few things just to massage parts and try to get it to work properly, because I've got actual physical impacting binds on the rear of the car, and that's not gonna work for me. You know, it's really not. So I checked my shock travel indicators, and I moved the rear end without springs in it, and it is like hitting the chassis where the shock travel indicator is saying it's stopping, basically. So that's kind of a telltale that this thing is bent, that things are just not working properly. That sucks. I got a spare chassis, but do I want to just clip this one because everything's already in it? I'm probably gonna have to strip it to clip it anyway. So I also found my carburetor fix didn't work, because apparently, I don't know if it was just a bad gasket or a bad set of gaskets or something, because I tried to do everything to spec and it's still leaking fuel, so that's garbage. And so I tried fixing that as well, and the engine sounds good for now, but it could go bad, you know, after a bunch of vibration and racing. I don't know. Also, I don't think the rear end is square in the car. As much as I try to string it, it doesn't come out straight. So I don't know. I'm just gonna try to band-aid it until I can get this thing on a chassis jig, or maybe find some money somewhere to get a rear clip and put it on. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But for now, I'm trying to just take a few more measurements, and then it's going back on scales, and then it's going back in the trailer for tomorrow. So I'll keep you posted. Okay, so I'm glad that I put my shock travel indicators up. You know, the little doodads here that tell you how far your shocks travel.
Well, I haven't touched them yet, okay? I took the springs out. I set the axle to ride height against the frame, like measured top down while it was sitting on the ground. I beat this frame out to try to clear the shock. Now look at my shock travel indicator. Let me push this rear end up, okay? Clunk. It's hitting. There's the shock travel. There's my loose. Day 3, Sunday, race day. It's freezing. It's like 38 degrees. At least it's sunny. It's gonna be 60s today. I worked in the garage for 9 hours yesterday. Never even made it out of the shop. Never went to the track. Had to reset everything. So yeah, we're on the way to the track. Everything starts at noon because of Connecticut state law for racing on Sundays. And it's about 10:15 now, probably plenty of time to get there and get a pit stall. And I'll keep you posted as to how it goes.
after the final race of the season, the Thompson World Series. I'm looking it over, and yeah, we got a little beat up because that was quite the adventure, I'm not gonna lie. Take a look. Got it in the shop. It's up on jack stands for the winter. I gotta tear it down. Left front got hit so hard that the body is behind the wheel now, whereas it was over it. This looks like it took out someone's tire because I got slammed on that an early race incident where I went through the infield. Door came unhooked. It was flapping in my face. I was actually reaching out and grabbing it like this and holding it in down the straightaways sometimes. Boy, all the way down the side of it. I guess I gotta finally change the body out. Yeah, left rear completely pooched in. Like I said, every single corner of this car has been touched. This is missing. You know, it's not missing, it's just in there. We cracked the fiberglass for the first time since buying it. That sucks. We had such a good run going. I got that in like 2015, whatever. Really pooched down the side. Took the right front basically off of it. It was like this when I came in the pits, and I had to like kind of, there we go, to get it into the trailer. Nose is completely torn apart again. That's racing. I mean, that happens. Sometimes you're in a physical race. It is what it is. You know, no hard feelings. I got to get this thing stripped down completely. At least it gives me some content. I can film, you know, me tearing a race car apart, and we're going to cut it up and put a clip in it. I don't want to screw it up, so I probably won't do it myself, you know, because I don't have a jig and I don't have all the other tools to do it. So I could do it. No guarantees on it being right, though. So we made a little bit of progress. There's only so much progress I can really make when the car's bent and I got to Band-Aid everything together instead of it just letting it be organically put together, you know? If it was straight to begin with, we wouldn't have to try to make it be straight. It would just be straight and it would work properly. So we're going to try to find a way to make find a way to get a clip or put one on, or whatever the case is. It's got to happen. The rear clip's got to get done. I don't know about my 9-inch now because I don't know what to do with it. So I got another 9-inch I could probably use if I wanted to go that route. I still got stock rears. It's not a big deal. We're weighing our options. We got a long off season. It's October, and we go back racing in April. So luckily we get to go back racing at Thompson. They announced that we're going to be coming back, and I was going to make plans to go part-time at Stafford, but racing part-time is very difficult for someone who wants to be competitive, because if you're not there every week, you are not in the handicap. And if you're not in the handicap, you do not qualify properly. Like, you don't qualify at the front of the field or wherever you need to basically you're just going to be behind everybody else. So it's not like down south where you just qualify on time and you show up and race, and wherever you qualify, you start. That's not how it works up here. Up here, we work on a handicap system, points or previous finishes. So, oh, that's broken. Huh. Oh, well. So, yeah, that race was very interesting. You can see by my in-car footage and, you know, on-car footage, I suppose, that I really wasn't as big a turd as we were beginning of the year. But like I said, you can only Band-Aid something together so much before it doesn't work anymore. And we did our best, you know. What more can I say about it? I mean, I think we finished the year out third in points. So that's not too bad, especially considering that we never finished outside the top 10. But last year, I didn't finish outside the top 5. So we got a lot of work to do if we want to get competitive again. But
that all starts with tearing it down and replacing this clip. So we're going to get to that. So thank you all again so much for watching. It's nice to meet people who watch the channel. It's nice to meet people who listen to my podcast, the Making Laps podcast. If you're from this area, it's topical racing talk. Give that a listen if you want. We usually take the winters off when there's no racing going on. But yeah, you'll see this thing come apart, and we'll have it on a jig, or some professional will be doing it if I can scrounge together the money to do it. And maybe, well, not maybe, it's gonna have to get a body too, because I usually put off putting bodies on it because I usually just wipe them right off, and I think I wiped it off. So I'm glad I tried the helmet cam footage, and it looks like it came out pretty well. I haven't yet to go through the whole thing yet, but you know, it's gonna be cool. So again, subscribe if you like anything in the back catalog. Thank you again so much. Another racing season in the can, 3rd in points, not bad. A lot to build off of, but a lot to work towards. So I want to get that first title, and we got to get it soon because I ain't getting any younger. So thank you all. Again, I greatly appreciate it.